Welcome to Dan ARG YouTube. Emmanuel Agbogun don bring this news come again say court don disqualify ASUEN Ighodalo. He say ASUEN Ighodalo no be candidate, e no fit contest for election wey wan happen for Edo State. PDP members say this news wey Emmanuel Agbogun dey talk so na fake news. Make I leave you, make you hear from Emmanuel Agbogun.
A warm good afternoon to you all, my conscious Edo people. I remain no other person than yours, noble right activist, comrade Agbogun Emmanuel. This very afternoon, if you're just joining me live, I want you to listen and listen and listen attentively. A lot of news making the rounds on the media is that ASUEN Ighodalo has been disqualified as the candidate of the People's Democratic Party. Now, what most of you do not know that a man who has committed perjury, who has committed forgery, cannot in any way run for the office of governor of any state in Nigeria. A man who has a criminal case before him of forgery and has run to court to tell the court that this case should not be entertained, that it is statute bar. And the court has therefore ruled that the matter must be heard because the evidence that they brought is subject to hearing. So therefore, what did ASUEN Ighodalo did is that he ran to the appeal court sometime in the month of May to tell the appeal court that the matter was statute bar and so therefore the matter should not be entertained. But thus far, the appeal court has ruled since on the 22nd of June that ASUEN Ighodalo is not capable enough with the evidence he has brought before the court to say that the court should not entertain the case of forgery. Now, one will want to ask, what did ASUEN Ighodalo forge? ASUEN Ighodalo forged a voter's card to fill the PDP form. ASUEN Ighodalo, who has been in the economic team, in quote, of Edo State government for the past 16 years, does not have a voter's card until the last voting exercise where he went to register in his hometown. As I speak to you, the PDP appears to be calling the judgment of the appeal court fake. But they forgot that the PDP candidate, ASUEN, is the appellant in that matter. He was the one who took the likes of Philip Shaibu and Selemo Jesua, INEC, to court, saying that they do not have the right to entertain such a matter. Now the question to ask is, did ASUEN forge his voter's card? That is the question to ask. And the court have said that they must hear the matter. You know, just like in the case of Yaya Bello versus Kogi State, where Yaya Bello is telling Kogi State, telling the federal government that they cannot try him. Why there is a case of allegation, people have written petition to say that this man stole public money. The court has said this matter must be entertained. Yaya Bello is on the run. But what has ASUEN done? ASUEN has gone to court to say that they should not hear the matter that says he forged voter's card. Whereas the voter's card was forged because ASUEN does not belong to the unit. His names are not on the record of the units that have been so far been used for elections. He does not have the local standing to contest the election in Edo State because he's not a registered voter as at the time when he filled the relevant forms under the platform of the PDP to contest for the primaries of the PDP. He had no voter's card. What was used as voter's card for him was a forged document because he was not captured in the database as at then. He has never voted in Edo State. He has never voted in his community where he claims he comes from. So all of a sudden, he is coming out to say that he has a voter's card. So that is the issue. And you all know that somebody who forged a document cannot be a candidate. So when they tell you that PDP does not have a candidate, that is the angle and perspective that we are looking at it from. Now, ASUEN has gone to court while Philip Shaibu and all that got a judgment that the case of forgery must be heard. He had run to court to say that the case should not be heard. Now that the appeal court has ruled and the CCTV copy of the judgment is out, we have now read through it. We are now saying that he's not a candidate because he truly forged those documents. If somebody alleged you to be a thief and you know you did not steal, why run to court to say the person should not call me a thief, or the person should not take me to the police station for me to be prosecuted as somebody who has stolen? That is the manner in which ASUEN Ighodalo is trying to push for justice, whereas he knows he does not have what it takes. This is an ASUEN Ighodalo who says he has one of the largest law firms, in Nigeria. He doesn't want them to prove a case of forgery against him. They say he who must come to equity must come with clean hands. The question to ask, if not for the manner of desperation in the ASUEN Ighodalo's ambition to become governor, why will you forge voters' card? Why will you forge voters' card? So that alone will tell you that the man who have the tendencies to place forged documents in a campaign form that was submitted to the party and party to INEC does not have the moral standing to say he wants to be governor of Edo State. I cannot have a governor who forged voters' card, whereas I am a legitimate voter. I am qualified and certified to go for such an office. So if you know the extent in which the offense he has committed, can be described by law, one will say that ASUEN Ighodalo is a disqualified candidate. They themselves, they know, but they are only playing to the gallery. They don't want to tell themselves the truth. A CCTV copy that they once said that the judgment was fake, that they once said that what the PDP was talking about does not have the local standing. How come are they now still calling the certified true copies that is very visible and is everywhere on the social media? Why are they classifying it as a fake document? These are persons who will go to court to procure documents from court against people who they have issues with as respondents in the case they have gone to court. When the judgment is in their favor, you see them celebrating it. But when the judgment is not in their favor, they come out to cast aspersion. It is only in Edo State where you see a state governor that a court has restrained not to carry out an exercise, just like the way they went to impeach Shaibu, despite the fact that there was a court order saying that they should maintain status quo. They should stop the impeachment process on Philip Shaibu. They still went ahead violating the court order and carried out the impeachment processes. That was a very kangaroo one, and even in turn swore in another deputy governor without following due process. So my people, my conscious Edo people, we should not allow people who have criminal tendencies, people who will not want their parts and their dirty past to be looked into, people who will forge documents to become candidate of a party. We do not want them to become governor of Edo State. Not only that, you will agree with me that ASUEN Ighodalo has been in government for the past 16 years. How well has he been known, even up to his community? Since when did he, became so famous that the only thing he can do is to rely on skit making to ensure that people know him? Within the last 3 months in Edo State, ASUEN and his political party have spent money on media as if that is the only source of livelihood to remain in politics, or that is the only source of politicking to remain in politics. Now, I want to ask PDP and their candidates, ASUEN Ighodalo, did you forge your voters card or not? This is why the likes of Shaibu went to court, because they believe that they that have a certified true copy and voters card and are very qualified to run should not be disqualified for somebody that is not qualified enough. So my conscious Edo people, I came out to clear the ranks because my phone has not rested. My call phones has been ringing. People want to know the true position of what has transpired. And I have just told you that the case that ASUEN went to court to say that they should not hear against him, the court has said they must hear that matter. And when the court said they must hear that matter, you who has forged, it is an ophone matter for you. You who has forged, you cannot be governor. If a case of forgery is levied against you, that is to show that by the time the governor comes in as governor, we are going to be seeing forgery, 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 and forgery. So those of you who are shouting, oh, ASUEN, ASUEN, ask yourself, is it a man who forged documents to register for candidacy of the party to become the governor of Edo State that you want to support? A man who is a criminal, who goes about forging documents? So if he knew that he did not forge documents, why was he stopping Philip Shaibu and others to go to court to challenge the issue of forgery? That, by the way, don't forget that the delegate list that also saw him become governor was also a forged list. So there are a series of forged cases that are leveled against him. The last time Philip Shaibu went to court, you heard that the court also gave judgment in his favor, saying that the PDP erred in using a fake delegate list that was forged by the governor and other persons in the PDP in support of ASUEN Godalo, whereas the authentic delegates did not participate. Philip Shaibu was voted for by the authentic delegates, but because of the power that be and because they do not respect the rule of law, they felt that they can have a smooth ride with their own belief. However, I think I've been able to clear the air. For those of you who is saying that Emmanuel Agbogu is this, Emmanuel Agbogu is that, will you be comfortable enough to allow somebody who forges his results or who forged documents to work in your company? That is where I want to draw the curtain close. Remember, do not send a forgist, somebody who commit perjury, who commit forgery to become our governor. By the time you send him, you know the consequences. This is all I have to say for now. Bye and join me next.
Now wey you don hear from Emmanuel Agbogun, let us know wetin you think for comment section. If you never subscribe to Dan ARG YouTube, try make you subscribe so that make you for dey hear all the things wey dey happen for Nigeria. Make I leave you with this video, make you help us share am. Thank you for watching Dan ARG YouTube.